Welcome to Tarot Master Key. My name is Toby. I am your guide to unlocking your destiny. Alright, so I used my sidereal birth chart, and I used the planetary hours, names, and the angels that guard them. And I made some talismans. So we have one for Jupiter. So basically I put the names of the angels on the edge of the talisman. And then I put in the sigils. So for Saturn, I'm in Sagittarius. In Taurus, in Jupiter, I'm in Taurus, and Mars is Gemini. So you can kind of see this as let's just go over what it says. It's basically like to find treasure, fortune, etc. This first pentacle serveth to invoke spirits of Jupiter, and especially those whose names are written around the pentacle, among whom Parasiel is the Lord and Master of treasures, and teacheth how to become possessor of places wherein they are. So this is basically a compass. So if you're using energy, you can see this is like pulling in energy from like west, east, north, whatever. The second pentacle of Jupiter, this is proper for acquiring glory, honors, dignity, riches, and all kinds of good, together with tranquility of mind, and also to discover treasures and chase away the spirits who preside over them. It should be written upon virgin paper or parchment with the pen of the swallow and the blood of the screech owl. So these are like what they look like. This is just an example, blah, blah, blah. And then I used a pen. This is very difficult to use, but it was worth it. It was fun. It makes it more like legible, you know? It makes it more easy to see. And it's fun. But you can kind of see it like, alright, so I'll just go over how I see it. So this is the compass. And then you have the seal of Solomon, or the seal of David, the Star of David. This is basically to bind and to constrict a spirit. So this is like looking for the energy. So like, let's say you have a treasure somewhere out there. It'll find it and it'll bind it. And then this is kind of like, let's see what the next part goes. The third pentacle of Jupiter, this defendeth and protecteth those who invoke and cause the spirits to come. When they appear, show unto them this pentacle, and immediately they will obey. So basically, once you find that treasure, you bind it, and then you can take whatever treasure they bring to you. The fourth pentacle of Jupiter is serveth to acquire riches and honor, and to possess much wealth. Its angel is burial. It should be engraved upon silver on the day and the hour of Jupiter when he is in the sign of Cancer. Huh, interesting. Okay, but anyway, so you can kind of see this as like an angel like stretching out his arms or his wings, bringing you the treasure that you asked for. And then usually this is kind of the same thing as this, but it's almost like a portal or a binding, so to like trap that treasure and bring it to you, so it doesn't escape. And then the fifth pentacle of Jupiter, this hath great power. It serveth for assured visions. Alright, Jacob being armed with this pentacle beheld the ladder which reached unto heaven. So this is Jacob's ladder or whatever, but this is the sigil for it. And so basically whatever treasure you see coming your way, it will be yours. The sixth pentacle of Jupiter serveth for protection against all earthly dangers by regarding it each day devoutly and repeating the versicle which surroundeth it. Thus shalt thou never perish. So this is basically like a protection. So like, let's say there's some kind of like a trap or something that's stuck to that, kind of like when Dumbledore got the ring from Voldemort, or like basically if there's a curse on that item, you're going to be protected from it. The seventh and last pentacle of Jupiter, it hath great power against poverty. If thou considerest it with devotion, repeating the vesicle, it serveth furthermore to drive away those spirits who guard treasures and to discover the same. So basically this is like protecting you. So if you notice, it's kind of like reaching out. So it's kind of like you're looking for the treasure, you find it, you trap it, you bring it to you, you have the angel guide it towards you, or you to it, whatever, it depends. And then you trap the treasure, whatever, and you see it, and then you can protect it against the damages. And then this is also another protection against like poverty. So it's basically like, it's a good sigils. It's like good talismans to like have around, and whenever you need to like focus on something to like kind of help you. It's just basically to help you. But I'm gonna experiment with it, and then I'm using the angels that help me. So Zephkiel and Cassiel are my Saturn, Beryl and Sachiel are my Jupiter, and then Thano and Zemiel are my Mars. So these are like my birth hours and birthday. Like Saturday is Zephkiel and Cassiel, and then at 2 o'clock was Beryl, Sachiel, and then it turns out I was born at 2:57, so I have Thano and Zamiel as my Mars because it's so close to 3 o'clock. But yeah, usually if you were born like let's say at 2 o'clock, or if you were born at 2:30ish, you would just stick with Zephkiel and Caskiel and Beryl and Sachiel, but you wouldn't move on to the Thano and Zemiel. This is just an extra guardian that I have. Yeah, it's pretty cool, but not easy using this pen to get that down. But basically, this is good for like treasure hunting, finding different kinds of treasures, and then making them yours. Basically for wealth. And since my Jupiter is in Taurus, it should enhance it because Taurus represents earth and wealth, and Taurus is also like another sign that's really close to Jupiter, but it's ruled by Venus. I believe Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, so this is kind of like a double whammy. So even though I was born on a Saturday, my the sign that's in Saturn is Sagittarius, my sign, but he's a Jupiter, so it's it enhances the energy of this talisman to kind of focus like what you want. So like let's say you want a certain kind of job, or you want certain kind of treasures or some kind of wealth. This helps you keep track and like stay focused on that lane, like what you want and what you want to manifest. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, I want this, I want that. You just put that there, like, and it'll help you. It'll always guide you when you need that certain, like a focus, you know? Anyways, let's do the next one. One is Saturn and one is Mars. Let's do Saturn. So, same thing. I put the names of the angels around the border. The first pentacle of Saturn is of great value and utility for striking terror into the spirits, wherefore upon it being shown to them they submit, and kneeling upon the earth before it they obey. So this is like an arena of sorts. And then the second pentacle of Saturn, this pentacle is of great value against adversaries and a special use in repressing the pride of spirits. Also, since this is Saturn and I have Sagittarius, that's good for divination because Saturn basically is like the heavenly planet, so it watches everything and knows what's going to happen in the future. It's based on Kronos, so you know he knows what everything is. He's the god of time. And but these also, you can use these in tarot spreads to help you figure out things. Let's see what else we have. The third pentacle of Saturn. This should be made with the magical circle, and it is good for use at night when thou invokest the spirit of nature of Saturn. So this is to help you see, like at nighttime, or certain spirits that you want to call. It helps you call on them. But you can kind of see these have like a little bit of horns down here. It's kind of like black magic. This is definitely black magic energy. The fourth pentacle of Saturn. This serveth principally for executing all the experiments and operations of ruin, destruction, and death. And when it is made in full perfection, it serveth also for those spirits which bring news when thou invokest them from the side of the south. So when I use this sigil, it's basically like a candle. It gathers your essence, turns it into like a flame, and then you basically blow it out and destroy whoever it is that you wish to destroy. So basically this is like you versus your enemies. So you force them and submit them to like lick the dust of the earth and to reveal their secrets, and you can target what part of them you want, or you can even just target that person. You can like send in a whole bunch of people that are against you, actually. So like let's say you have a whole bunch of enemies. You place them into these bars or these jail or the tiles, and they're forced to reveal themselves, and then you trap them, and you can like destroy them how you want. So if you have an enemy, you can kill them with magic. The fifth pentacle of Saturn. This pentacle defendeth those who invoke the spirits of Saturn during the night, and chaseth away spirits which guard treasures. So like let's say you are fighting these people. This is basically to help you get back what they stole from you. Like let's say they steal some kind of energy. It could even be energy, that they're stealing your energy, or like inspirations. They're stealing your time. They're wasting your time, basically. It destroys them and gives you back that time that you lose. And it gives you that it helps you destroy their spirits as well. So if they have guardians or defenders, it's easy to defeat them with this. The sixth pentacle of Saturn. Around this pentacle is each name symbolized as it should be. The person whom thou shalt pronounce it shall be obsessed by demons. So this one possesses your opponents, but also at the same time it does possess you as well with certain energies that you need. So like let's say you need a certain spirit to help you, it'll help you. But if you need a certain spirit to possess them, it will as well. The seventh and last pentacle of Saturn. This pentacle is fit for exciting earthquakes, seeing that the power of each order of angels herein invoked is sufficient to make the whole universe tremble. So this little triangle basically shakes the whole playing field and forces their foundations to crumble. So this is basically all attack spells, submission spells, revealing spells, a death spell. It could be like crumbling, ruining, literal illnesses and death. Retrieving your treasures and then possessing them. So like let's say you don't like Becky and you hate her, you can like possess her with the spirit and she starts doing like bad things and she ruins her life and she's like, I don't know, something came over me. Yeah. So but since that is Saturn and I have that in Sagittarius, it's a good combination because it's very fiery and Saturn, Sagittariuses are very rash and you can see them as wild but very accurate as well, and they're really good at magic. So this is like perfect formation to go in and attack and get the results that you want to achieve. Next we're going to do Mars. Alright, the first pentacle of Mars. It is proper for invoking spirits of the nature of Mars, especially those which are written in the pentacle. So this one helps you look for your enemies, or it helps you look for like anything that might help you. Like I don't know, like spirits that are Mars are fiery, I guess, but like also like they like to fight and they're all about power. So if you're looking for somebody to battle, then that's good. I guess you can look for someone that you want to battle. The second pentacle of Mars. This pentacle serveth with great success against all kinds of diseases, if it be applied unto the afflicted part. So this little binding will help you from being poisoned or lied to or having other people try to get you with something. But I can also see it as like a dispeller. So like let's say you find your enemy, you can place it on them and it takes away their protections or curses that they might have on them. But it's definitely there to defend you. So once they get through that portal, once they are found and go through that portal, they can't really hurt you because they're going to be vaccinated basically. The third pentacle of Mars is of great value for exciting war, wrath, discord, and hostility, also for resisting enemies and striking terror into rebellious spirits. The names of the God all-powerful are here and then expressly marked. It's this cross. So basically it's like a target. Oh no, it's this triangle. Yeah, the triangle. This one excites war, strikes terror into spirits. Yeah, they're marked. Okay, so this triangle basically... I think it would be like kind of like a fighting spirit, kind of like throwing light at somebody, kind of like you see Zelda use a Triforce. Even Link uses it. It's basically like to attack your enemy. It strikes terror into them. So once you find your enemy, you're always gonna see them in your mind's eye sometimes. Like you're like, oh, I really hate that guy, and then you see him in your mind's eye, and then this instantly afflicts them and causes them pain or discomfort. It makes them scared. It's good against people that are like always talking back. So like let's say in your mind you're always getting this repeat of like somebody talking back to you. This is a great sigil to like strike fear into them and force them to submit to whatever it is you're requesting. And then this cross is the fourth pentacle of Mars. It is of great virtue and power in war, wherefore without doubt it will give thee victory. So it's basically marking what you want and you succeeding over that. So basically you summon your enemy, you trap him, you scare the shit out of him. And then whatever you want to do to him, it's possible. Like there's nothing that's going to stop you. You have him marked basically. And no matter where he goes, you can always find him instantly. The fifth pentacle of Mars. Write thou this pentacle upon virgin parchment or paper, because it is terrible unto the demons, and at its sight and aspect they will obey thee, for they cannot resist its presence. It's this scorpion right here. So you summon this scorpion. I always like to imagine like a scorpion, like once you mark them, a little scorpion appears on top of them or near them, and it forces them to like obey you. So it's like not only do they get struck with terror, they get struck with more terror and more fear, and they're obsessed by this scorpion that they can't stop thinking about it. It's like something that's stuck on their mind. So like, let's say somebody like really irks you, they're using this energy, they're using this pattern, but they don't necessarily know these techniques. They're just, it's natural for them. They probably grew up thinking like, oh, I'm gonna bully other people, I'm gonna make them feel bad and scared, and scare tactics them. And this is basically a scare tactic, but with this, it causes more of it's a higher rate of causing pain, it's a higher rate of causing fear. It's basically like to fight somebody in the astral realm and to defeat them. The sixth pentacle of Mars, it has so great virtue that being armed therewith, if thou art attacked by anyone, thou shalt neither be injured nor wounded when thou fightest with him, and his own weapons shall turn against him. It's this one. So like, let's say you summon the guy, he's like all scared, and then he tries to fight you. His own weapon will turn against him, and your weapons will they'll still be strong, but like, if they try to hurt you, they won't be able to hurt you. So if you're in the astral realm and somebody shoots you with the gun, it's not going to hurt you, basically. And if anything, the bullet's going to turn around and hit them instead. And I've had that plenty of times in dreams. And I do know, like, these have to be charged and placed somewhere where you can see them. Because lots of times I'll just go through my books where I write a whole bunch of sigils, and they always come true. But once I put the book away or I burn the paper and, like, I stop seeing the sigil, that power slowly like goes away a little. Like, it's still like slightly there, but it's more powerful when you can see it around you. So I'm gonna place these around my bed so I can see them whenever I need to. The seventh and last pentacle of Mars, write thou this upon virgin parchment or paper with the blood of a bat in the day and the hour of Mars, and uncover it within the circle, invoking the demons whose names are therein written, and thou shalt immediately see hell and tempest. This can be kind of seen as like, what I like about these is that you can kind of give them your own energies as well. So like, let's say you see these as totally different things, and that's perfectly fine, because that's what they are. They're there for you to interpret on your own. They're going to show you their own power, but they're also going to let you technolize them, make them technical, and be able to fix them the way you like. I kind of see this as almost as a trap or a berserk, causing them to, like, I want to see who my enemies are, so then you cause them to get trapped in all of this. So like, let's say you find your enemy, this kind of like lures them in because they see you as a shining star. Like, wow, like I really like, who is that person that I'm always thinking about? And it just helps you find those people that are always hiding from you, because you can have an enemy like your best friend, but you would never know that they're your enemy because they hide it so well. But this forces them to like admit the truth, basically, and to show themselves. But also, since it lets you see hell and tempest, it gives it not only does it attack your opponent, so it like constantly damages them, but it also I guess you're just going to see a lot of attack and damaging, but it has like multiple uses. But you can see that with so many stars, and then all these directions match these as well. But yeah, so if my Mars is in Gemini, this is good, because Gemini is a warrior spirit and he's a fighter. So this just shows you like I can command forces to be able to attack. So if I wanted to summon, like, let's say a familiar or a spirit to attack somebody, or even my own kind of spirit, or even myself, this will basically give me a better step or plan, like a better path. Usually sometimes you'll be wrestling with people in your own mind, but once you have one of these, it's easy to see like, oh, what part are they at? Are they trying to like, are they bound? Are they scared? Are they targeted? Are they trying to fight back? And basically the more you look at it and the more you understand it, the more quicker you can get at picking out what kind of spells or what kind of direction you want to use. And these kind of help you as well see different options that could be there. And a little ink bleeding here and there, but it's alright. It's all good. Usually when I see like ink bleeding or like a mistake, it usually needs to be there. It needs to be noticed, so that way you can work on that area probably. But yeah, so those are the talismans that I made using my birth hours, my astrology chart, and the seals and plates of King Solomon. I'm thinking I want to do some with some spirits. I would want to see how that works out, but I like what I've already created. So it's basically when you're holding it or wherever it could be, it's kind of giving you that chance to charge it. And then if it was on the wall, then it'll still do the same thing. But I like it. I think it's fun, and I can't wait to use these energies against people. I could kind of see like summoning a creature here. Instead of it just being a scorpion, you could summon like a demon to attack them. But fun stuff. And then possess your opponents would be a great idea. I would love to see that. But yeah, hopefully we'll see what these do. I'll see how they work in the dream world, and I'll keep you guys updated. All right, have a great day. Bye.